Flexibility. You didn't think I was going to say flexibility, did you?
Yes. I got that on camera.
Did you? Flexibility versus mobility. This has been asked at least 3 or 4 times since late last week from patients asking what the difference is when we're talking about mobility training. And it's kind of just a really simple line. Flexibility is how far you can be moved, basically. So your hip abduction flexibility, for example, or your shoulder abduction flexibility is how far someone could move you into that range. Your mobility is how far you have control in that movement. So if I can only lift my arm to this level of mobility, of abduction, but someone can lift me higher, I'm flexible to full range, but I'm mobile to, say, I don't know, 120 degrees or so there. And so the missing part in between might be neurological control, might be mechanical. Usually it's neurological control. And so that's actually what we're most interested in the sport, is mobility. Flexibility is good. Flexibility is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to stretch, especially if it feels good and it's part of your routine and that helps you get in your headspace. But flexibility is not the be-all, end-all we often think it is. Flexibility is good for reducing the risk of injury if you're pulled outside of your range of motion. But it doesn't help your risk of injury for control-based decisions and control-based output. Mobility helps with that. The ability to have movement awareness of where you are in space and how far you've moved, and have control over bringing yourself back to a controllable and stable range of motion safely, effectively, quickly. That's going to help for injury reduction. And that should be your goal for training, not just flexibility. Yeah, congratulations, you can get into the splits. That's a great stupid human trick, unless you're a gymnast or something. You need that. But can you lift your leg into the splits? Okay, yeah, great, you can put your foot by your face, but can you lift your foot to your face? And so when we have this kind of control, now we're looking at real results in sport specificity if that sport requires that. Whereas flexibility, like I said, it will help for some injury reduction, certainly, but it's not going to do as much as we've often thought it would.